Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So welcome back to another crochet catch up. But there is one item that isn't crochet, just so you know. As always, just a little disclaimer, my channel is called Manfa's Makes, therefore when I make something that isn't crochet, I am still going to feature it because it is still crafty related. So, what do I have in store for you guys today? I have an FO, I have a work in progress, and I have a new start, a new project that you haven't yet seen. So let's get into it, shall we? I will show you the FO first, and this is the non-crochet related item. Now, if you watched my diamond painting video last week, I did some of this with you on camera in that video, and I did say that I was tempted to, once I had turned the camera off, carry on with my diamond painting and potentially get it finished, and I did. So here is the finished item, guys. It is my rainbow phoenix. Now all of the dots are on, and I have sealed it as well, so none of them are going to fall off. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I might get a frame. If I do get a frame, I will obviously trim down all of these bits around the edge and then put it in the frame. But just look at it sparkling. I absolutely love it. And it is all completed, which means I can now start a new one, which is incredibly exciting. Plus, I can include this in my Craft Yourself free for February because it is a completed item, so I will weigh it and put it in my figures. But yeah, I told you I'd bring it back if I finished it. And it means the next time I do a diamond painting video, it will be a completely different picture. But there it is, all done. This was gifted to me in Happy Mail. The last time you saw it on the channel, so not last week, the last time before that was 7 months. 7 months it sat uncompleted. I finished a tiny little section of it with you last week, which was the first time I had picked it up in the 7 months, and I did complete it that afternoon after filming. So this one has been done for the majority of the week. So yes, that is my FO. Super pleased with that. Now let's get on to the yarny crochet goodness, which you are all here for. So my work in progress, I did hope to have finished these for this week and potentially be putting them together. I am of course talking about the squares I am making for the baby blankets that I will be donating to a friend of Christina over at Bella Uncinetto. Christina works on a military base over in Sicily. It is an American military base, and her friend has decided to put together hampers for the expectant mums that live on base. And one of the items they want to put in the hampers are baby blankets. So I jumped to it. I want to help. And I've been making these squares since the beginning of the year to hopefully join them together and get some baby blankets from them. At least 2, I think. Now, when I saw you last week, I told you that I only had 7 more squares to make. I was hoping to have at least got that 7 done. But guys, that did not happen. Now, there are a couple of reasons as to why. Firstly, the new start that I will show you after the squares kind of took over. I really enjoyed making it and it became a hyper focus and I didn't want to do anything else but that. So that's one reason. And the second reason is, unfortunately, there have been 2 or 3 evenings this week because I only get to crochet of an evening because I work full time and I do get little periods of time on the weekend to crochet. So my crochet time is very, very limited, and for 2 or 3 evenings this week I didn't crochet at all, again for various reasons. A couple of the nights I was just too dog tired to even pick up a hook or even contemplate doing any crochet, and then another night there was mum things I needed to deal with, and that always has to come first. So I didn't get my full quota of crochet time in. And when I was crocheting, like I said, I kind of hyper focused on the new start that you will see in a minute. But out of the 7 I needed to get done, I did get 4 done. So there's 1. Don't forget, these need to be blocked. They will be blocked, I promise. 2, 3, and I only managed to get a 4th because if you were here on Tuesday, you would have seen my crochet and chat, and I was making one of these squares, and it is only because I did that crochet and chat that the 4th square got done. So otherwise I would only have had 3 to share with you. So the tail is still attached. They're not woven in yet. I will do that off camera once I have finished filming. And because I batch record, you saw that video on Tuesday, but I finished filming that video about an hour ago. So yeah, this was only finished an hour ago. But that means I do have 4 more made. It also means that I only have 3 more to make, and then I can start joining them together. I will, of course, put the tutorial in the description box for the square that I am making, should you wish to make it yourself. So yeah, hopefully by the next crochet catch up, I will have the last 3 made, and I might have made a start attaching them together. However, I am fast realizing that even putting small goals and pressures on myself is not working this year. I just need to chill. If I get the 3 squares made, fabulous. If I don't, it's okay. I want to enjoy every precious second of crafting time that I get, because I don't get a lot of them. So rather than say, you need to get this done, you need to get that done, and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just going to pick up whatever project I fancy, and I'm going to work on it, and I will just show you what I got done that week. It's like I haven't even picked up the Asteria doily this week. I showcased that last week, but it didn't get any love or attention this week, so it's not coming back this week. So until I pick it up again, you won't see it until then. But it's okay. I just want to work on what I want to work on when I want to work on it. And even, I'll get 10 rows in at least. No, I'm not even going to give myself that target. I will get as many rows in as what I got in. I need to chill out. I need to stop putting pressure on myself. So that is what I am trying to do. So 3 more squares to go, and then we join. Whether that will happen, tune in next week to find out, guys, I suppose. And then the final thing, I told you I didn't get a lot done, is my new start. And I have mentioned it on the channel because if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you will know that I have started Spinny Selections this year. And that is where I have a spinning wheel of projects that I want to get done at some point this year. I spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, that is one of the projects I'm going to be working on. Again, no time crunches, no pressure, just as and when I get to it. And the second spinny selection was the Yule blanket or Yuletide blanket by Tina Thorodottir Thorvalda. And I totally butchered her name. I always do. But that is who made it. Here it is here. I did get it printed. It is mosaic. It is overlay mosaic, my preferred mosaic technique. And I am kind of loosely following her pattern suggestions, kind of doing my own thing. It's a bit of a mishmash. Basically, this is comprised of lots of pattern elements. You can choose how you use them. So you're basically building your own blanket using her charts and things. So it is really quite fun. And everybody that prints this pattern, their blanket will turn out completely different. Now, one of the main struggles I had before I could start this project was what yarn was I going to use. Did I want traditional Christmassy colours? I decided against it. Did I want to use the colours that I started making my other Christmas decorations with last year? So the baby pink, the pale grey and the white. That would have been gorgeous, but I didn't have the quantities of those colours left to be able to do the blanket. So I had to think well outside of the normal Christmas parameters. And you will see what I mean by that when I show you in a minute what yarn I'm using and how the blanket is turning out. Now, to start explaining that, I had to go through my inventory because I do have spreadsheets on my laptop listing all the yarn that I've got, how much of it I've got, and where it's located, either in the yarn wall or in totes. And I needed to have a specific quantity of 2 different yarns in order to make this blanket. I refused to go and buy new. I have a huge stash and I wanted to get some of my stash used up. So I had to think outside of the normal Christmas colours, okay? I did find 2 yarns in my stash that I had ample of. I had plenty of. But they are not Christmassy in any way, shape or form. In Manfa's world, they are Christmassy. Manfa absolutely loves this, which is why she chose to do this. But a lot of you are going to be like, really not what I would have chosen. Really doesn't scream Christmas at me. And yeah, I wouldn't have done it like that. And that is fine. That is the beauty of our craft, guys. We can make it so personal to the person that it's going to belong to that nobody else has to like it. It's okay if you do not like my colour selections, because this is just a blanket for me. Okay, not that I don't already have plenty of blankets. Of course I do, but I really like making blankets. I can't help it. And it's what the Spinny Selector decided. So, you know. So, what yarns did I pick? Well, the first one kind of fits with the pink, light grey and white colour scheme that I went with, but it's not the same pink yarn that I'm using for that. It is another ice yarn though. I have 36 donuts of this in my stash. More than enough to do a blanket. It is 45828 and it is the Baby Merino DK and it is in this gorgeous baby pink colourway. I have already used 1 whole donut and I only have this left of my second donut. But as you can see, it's got a slight shine to it. It is really gorgeous. Yes, you can feel that it is merino wool, but it is not scratchy. It is not irritating. It is absolutely wonderful in my opinion. And also in my opinion, a gorgeous colour. So I will read you one of the yarn bands. So this is 40% merino wool, 20% polyamide and 40% acrylic. They are 50-gram donuts and they are about 100 meters, so about 109 yards-ish. They recommend a 4 to 5 millimeter knitting needle. There is no crochet hook recommendation. It is a lightweight 3 or a DK. Wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not iron, do not bleach. Made in Turkey, and that is literally all of the info that you get. So Baby Merino DK from Ice was the first, because I have 36 donuts of it and I'm pretty sure I'll have quite a bit left over after the blanket as well. So like I said, I have already used 1 full donut and the majority of a second. And then the next yarn that I chose, this is where it gets even more non-Christmas, like the most non-Christmas you can think of. You may remember that I did get a huge haul from the Knitting Network right at the beginning of the year. And there was one colourway in particular that I bought quite a lot of. I bought 10 cakes of it, okay? And what I did have planned for it was a rainbow duster cardigan. That's not happening now because I'm using it in this blanket, because again, it was one of the only cakes that I had way more than enough with to do this blanket. All the other cakes I bought from the Knitting Network in that haul were earmarked for the baby blankets for Christina's friend, so I didn't want to dip into those. And I had 10 of these cakes, so more than enough for the blanket. And I am talking about these gorgeous cakes here, guys. This cannot be any more rainbow if it tried, okay? This is a full one, so I'll show you the full one while I read off the back of the one I am using. This is, where is it? Oh, upside down. Sunflower Spectrum DK yarns. Okay, let's turn it back that way. From the Knitting Network, like I said. They are 100-gram cakes. There are approximately 360 meters or 394 yards. They are 100% acrylic, made in Turkey. Recommends a 4mm needles. There is no hook recommendation. Machine wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not iron, do not tumble, do not bleach. And this is in the colour 005 or Aquarius. So I actually started this project while the Aquarius star signs are happening. So there we go. As you can see, there is a light orange, then there is a darker orange, then there is a pink, and then a purple, and then a blue, and then 2 different shades of green, a yellow, and then back we go in sequence again. It is stunning. There is actually 2 different shades of blue and a purple. So 2 orange, a pink, 2 purple, 2 blue, 2 green. Can you see that? There's this green. There we go. 2 shades of green and a yellow, and then back we go through again. Absolutely stunning. Now, I told you I used 2 donuts of the baby merino, and I have used about just under half of my first cake. So it is floppier than the full one, but there's still plenty left on that cake. And I have managed to get to, let me find the chart that I am using. I have managed to, no, I won't be able to tell that way. Let's look at the blanket itself quickly. How many rows have I done? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. I have done 26 rows of the first section, and the first section are the Winter Wonderland trees. So let me just clarify a little bit about what I mean. She made hers in DK, and then somewhere in here you've got the stats for a small Yuletide blanket, a medium Yuletide blanket, and a large Yuletide blanket. Now, I did want a large, but I also thought I don't want this to take absolute forever to finish, so I compromised and went for a medium. So it gives you the details you need to make it a medium, and basically we're going to do 5 pattern repeats across, okay? And she suggests that section 1 be the Winter Wonderland tree number 1, section 2 be the Advent star number 1, 3 the Yuletide heart, 4 the Yuletide snowflake, 5 the Yuletide bell, 6 the Advent star 7, and section 7 Winter Wonderland tree 1 again. So you've mirrored the bottom and the top. But she says Winter Wonderland tree 1 for section 1, I didn't just do Winter Wonderland tree. There are 4 different Winter Wonderland tree designs and charts in here. So what I decided to do was do tree 1, tree 2, tree 3, tree 4, and then because it's 5 repeats, I went back to tree 1 again. So the 3 different ones in the middle are bookended by tree number 1 both sides, so it's symmetrical a little bit. So there are 4 different trees, but tree 1 is the first one and the last one to kind of, you know, uniform it a little bit. So I've done 26 rows, and the trees are, where am I? The trees are 41 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 more rows, and I will have the tree section completed before I move on to the next section. Now in the next section, and I haven't looked much further ahead than the trees, in the next section, if there is more than one design for that element, I will incorporate as many of those different ones as I can, because I want there to be as many of the charts as I can get into this blanket to showcase as many of her designs as possible in one piece. But I do need them to be symmetrical somehow. So, are you ready to see my pink and rainbow Christmas blanket? Not many people out there are going to have a pink and rainbow Christmas blanket, but do you expect anything less from Manfa? I very much doubt it. So, now if you're not familiar with mosaic, you start from the right, you go to the left, you cut your yarn. You then reattach to the right, go to the left and cut your yarn. You cut your yarn at the end of every row and you alternate the colours that you are using. So, are you ready? Here is the beginning. So, hang on, where am I going? Here. This is the first tree design. Okay. There is the second tree design. There is the fourth tree design. There's the other one, and then we're back to the first one again. Okay. So it's quite a substantial side. Okay. And it is quite tricky to see the different designs because I am using the lighter colours. So if I show you the back, you will see that I began with the green, we went into the yellow, and we're in the orange at the moment. And the beauty of mosaic crochet done in overlay is it is a complete flat back. There are no loose loops or carried yarns. That's just where I joined the second donut. It is absolutely flat and there's nowhere for fingers or toes to get caught. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to see if I can get you to see the designs a little bit better if I come a little closer. So that is the first design. You can just about see these green dots at the bottom. So that is the first design starting to appear. And then the second design, there are green bits at the bottom, guys. See? But there we go. That is the second design. And then here is the third design. You can see the green a bit better in that one. Here is this one, the fourth design. And then back to that first design again. I am having so much fun. I chuckle to myself that it is not traditional Christmas colours, even though it is a Christmas designed blanket. If Tina ever watches this, she will either love it because it is so extra and different and against the grain, or she'll hate it because it's not traditional in any way. I don't know. I don't know Tina at all to know what she would think. But if she ever did watch this, I would want her to know that I am having so much fun with her designs. It is absolutely fantastic. And I love the fact that we can all be our unique selves with our craft and make whatever the heck we want with whatever colours we want, whether it's traditional or not, because I don't care. I love it. So hopefully I will be able to get some progress in on this soon. I'm not going to say this week for next week because, like I said, I'm not making goals for myself anymore. But I'm hoping that the next time I bring this back, I will have at least got the next 15 rows in and that first section of trees completed. Because what will we be moving on to after the trees? Advent Star. So let's just be a little sneaky. Let's go forward and see how many stars there are in her design. See, she's got 8 different stars and I only need 5. So I don't know whether to do 5 different stars or do the same as I did with the trees and do the same one either end and 3 different ones in the middle. Let me know. Give me your advice down in the comments. Should I use 5 different star designs and have to pick 5 out of the 8? Or do I pick 4 of the star designs using one of them twice at either end? What would you do? How would you decide that? What would you do if it was your project? Let me know your thoughts on my colours. Just be polite and respectful. If it's not your cup of tea, that's okay, but you don't have to be rude about it because it is my cup of tea and I love it. There it is, folded in half. And don't worry about all of these tails on the ends because I will be doing the double envelope border when it is done, like I did on the fairy dust. And that is a really long and painful process, but it is so worth it. But we're nowhere near doing that. So I'm not even going to think about how much I'm dreading that yet because I don't need to. But yes, all of these ends will get hidden in the double border that I put on at the end. So there we go. That was my new star, and it is the star of my Spinny selection number 2. So the beginning of Spinny selection number 2. 3 more of these. No, 4 more of these done. 3 to go. And my finished diamond painting. There we have it, guys. That is the roundup, the catch up of my makes and all of my crochet. So I hope you have a fabulous end to your week. I hope the weekend that is coming up is going to be a good one for you. Let me know, you got any weekend plans? Up to anything nice? I don't know what my weekend ahead brings because I'm actually filming it the weekend before. So I have absolutely no idea. But whatever you do, remember, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.